Jonathan Alec has 5 books, 3 of them New York Times bestsellers. 60%? Yeah. Not very good. Ken Burns calls him a master storyteller. That's pretty good, right? He also, this is not part of his official bio, he, his launch for one of his books, which is called The Birth of the Pill, about the birth control pill, I attended his launch. It was apparently set the record for the most people they'd ever squeezed into this one bookstore. He's got a lot of friends and fans. He was born in Brooklyn, but came here and graduated from Northwestern from the Medill School of Journalism. You might have heard of it. And he is a former staff writer for the Wall Street Journal. His books have been translated into more than a dozen languages. His first book was called The Luckiest Man, The Life and Death of Lou Gehrig, which won the Casey Award for Best Baseball Book of the Year. I didn't know that existed, that's pretty cool. His book Ali, about Muhammad Ali, won the PEN ESPN Award for Literary Sportswriting, all kinds of other awards as well. His next book, a biography of Martin Luther King Jr., will be published in 2023.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yay! I'm so sorry that I can't be with you. I've been looking forward to this for months. I've been reading the books of my fellow authors who are speaking to you today, and I learned that Natasha and I share the same birthday. I had so much to talk about. I was so excited to be with you. But I think I caught COVID from my daughter's sorority party that she invited me to, which is really embarrassing. But here I am, and it's my first sorority party. It didn't go well. So I'm now quarantining and isolating in my little home office here. I put on clothes for you. Don't smell very well. But I've been kind of quarantining in this office for the last 5.5 years working on this book about Martin Luther King, and I wanted to just tell you in my 5 minutes, when I was working on Ali, it occurred to me that it had been 35 years at that point since the last Martin Luther King biography. And now it's been 40 plus years since the last Martin Luther King biography. And I was already speaking to folks like Andrew Young and Jesse Jackson and Bernard Lafayette and Reverend James Lawson, and then I had this unbelievable opportunity. But I also had this crippling fear that this was maybe the best idea I'd ever had for a book, and maybe the stupidest I'd ever had. And I really honestly was not sure if I was capable of doing the job. And that fine line between the best idea you've ever had and the stupidest idea you've ever had is a really important one to writers and artists, I think. And taking that plunge, crossing that line, taking a shot at it, is everything. And for the last 5.5 years, I've been interviewing hundreds of people who actually knew Martin Luther King Jr. His older sister is still alive. I tell kids that, and their minds are blown because they think, Martin Luther King, Paul Revere, they're all the same era. But once COVID came along and my work was shut down and I was confined to this little space where I'm now isolating, and you can see I'm actually living here right now. There's my bed over there, and the laundry room. I work out of the laundry room in the best of conditions. This is my office, and has been for 20 years now. But luckily, I had already met most of the key people. I had already found many of the key archives. I discovered tens of thousands of pages of documents kept by Martin Luther King's personal archivist that no one had seen before. And they had just been acquired by the Schomburg Library. I was literally the first person to lay hands on these since Lawrence Dunbar Reddick himself, the archivist, collected these papers. And Mr. Reddick wrote down every song that was sung at every mass meeting. Mr. Reddick wrote down every meal they had when they were together. Mr. Reddick accompanied Dr. King and Coretta on their trip to India. I had the phone numbers and the contact information of the key sources who I was going to spend the next couple of years interviewing. So fortunately, during COVID, I was able to call every day people who might have been hard to get on the phone otherwise. I attended basically the University of Reverend James Lawson. I was able to call him every day for months at a time because we were both locked down. And this time alone, this COVID quarantine allowed me to go deeper and learn more, I think, than I've ever learned on any book, and to take on the greatest challenge of my career, to try to do something that I really honestly believed I might not be up to. And I think that's so much in the spirit. I have not been to Ragdale, and I still haven't been there today. I'm so looking forward to experiencing it for myself, but what you're supporting there, you're giving artists a chance to find out what they are capable of, to push beyond what they think they're capable of, to tell the biggest and most vital stories that they can imagine. And I'm just so happy to be connected with that and to help with this evening, even if I have to do it remotely. And I hope that when the book is done, it'll be out next year. I'm going with the final edits right now. I hope I can come and talk to you about it in person. So thank you so much.